So I'd say right now, kind of a lot of Mexicans are doing their thing as far as rap period in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So two of the popular chicks out here in Austin have been beefing for a while. We actually interviewed one of P. Killa's first interviews. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Probably as well as Ms. Gold too. I just don't know how many interviews she had done at the time, but
so like he Ubered me to like him, and it was like 5 a.m. I was like, yeah, like, and they're always in the studio and stuff, like his people or whatever. And I was like, yeah, like, heck yeah, like I'm trying to work on music any time of the day.
The OnlyFans is that you can't post the naked shit, so technically,
you can't.
It's just like a mind. So you think that's what you're gonna get, but technically you not. What they do is like you subscribe to the OnlyFans and they send it through the messages. So you get tipped.
So we're very familiar with them, but they've been beefing for a while. And last night, they both got arrested. Like, apparently they had gotten into a confrontation downtown, and both got arrested, as well as the third chick who I think was there with Killa. So how do you feel like just with Austin's music scene, just the music scene period, in shambles, on life support, these girls getting their emotion on? We could talk about if the music's good or whatever, that's another conversation.
Sure.
But they getting got some motion. How do you feel about them just crashing out and not really taking advantage and just making the city look bad?
All right, well, let me say this real quick before I dive into that. I don't think we're on life support, but we'll come back to that. We'll put a pin on that one. All right. What's going on with these girls is actually a snapshot of where the hip-hop culture is everywhere, right? Everywhere. And this is why I do agree with your point that rap is in a really bad spot overall. Because, and this ain't no dig at y'all, but right now, the entire culture just seems intent on not even focusing on the music. It's focusing on the beef. Most of the time when I do interviews, I'm being asked about beef. I'm being asked about problems. I don't get as many interviews because I come and talk business, right? Real talk. I come and talk about business. So this is a snapshot of where the entire culture is at right now, from No Jumper to most of the other things you look at. You get people like Charleston White coming on talking crazy, saying whatever for a soundbite. You get all sorts of people just out there just saying crazy off-the-wall stuff. It even leads to just a little incident I was just in with the Chopping It Up people. They put out that blog about people that need to stop rapping. Yeah. They're going to put me on this list to stop rapping and all of this other stuff when I get more spins than 90% of the rappers around here. So when I reach out to the dude, he's like, oh, man, I'm just joking, this, that, or the other. All right, cool, whatever. Fine. Write it off. But then you come back with your new podcast, and what's the first topic? This list, here it go again. That's why I made that song Slick Talk. Don't play with me in my career. I put in a lot of work to make my name. I put in a lot of work to be an ambassador for Austin rap and Texas rap and everything else. So don't play with my name. But back to the ladies. Here's the problem. And this ain't no dig at neither one of them. I've never met P. Killa personally, so I don't know her. I've met Ms. Gold a couple of times through, I don't know if it's her manager, but through her homegirl, Juicy. So I've met Ms. Gold a couple of times, right? Even with me having met her and knowing who P. Killa is for a long time, I couldn't tell you a single song. I couldn't name a single one of their songs off the top of my head because of the way the culture is right now. So much stuff is centered around the beef. So much stuff is centered around whatever bull crap you got going on. So much stuff is centered around that. I'd rather, if you know my dirt, you're going to know it because you listen to my music. I'm not just out here throwing my dirt around and all of that and letting people know all of the ugliest parts of what I got going on in my life, or out here being a spectacle for people, for them to not even at the end of the day give a damn about what I'm actually out here doing. So I would tell the both of them, if you really got beef like that, and don't get it twisted, beef ain't nothing new to rap and all of that. People been beefing for years and everything else. But when that becomes the main part of what you're known for, you always have to keep doing it to get new eyes, unless you find a way to pivot away. And the only person I can think of off the top of my head that started their career with beef, that pivoted it away from that to other stuff, is 50 Cent.
I was about to say 52.
Yeah. And he still gets in, he still will jump in and out of stuff from time to time, but it hasn't become the main focal point of his career. Yeah. But for the majority of people that do that, once you start on that path, you have to always up the ante. And let's keep it a buck. Everything's online, everything's on a camera, everything's right in your face, right? So I actually feel bad, and I feel like my generation kind of kicked off this bad spot we're in with hip hop, because everything's right on the camera, right? So who wants to get beat up on camera? Who wants to get disrespected on camera? If I'd have been at that age and to where everything was on camera, man, I think about some of the stuff me and Gutter Gang used to do. Had everything been on camera, we would have been even wilder.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy KP, man, with Pop Austin Media. Like that content. If you like the video you just seen, make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and join the Discord so you don't miss a beat. We coming for sure, for sure.